last year and a half, and it's just heartbreaking to see him like this. But he's a strong, resilient player. He's trying to help him. Gary is
trying to help MVL. Look at that. You know, like, hey man, this is the way you got to play. You got to play 1, E2, E4. By the way, that was a nice comment that Maurice was making. We say in chess that kibitzers see everything.
Yeah.
You know, like you and I, we play a blitz game, and we got Maurice sitting next to us and say, yes, what include the move H4 and H5 when I feel that this rook could suddenly come out, swing over, and after the move C4, D4, Rook D1, Rook D8. This is a long theoretical line, Christian. But at the same time, if Black just is able to play Knight E7, Rook H6, it's like one of the most beautiful, easy games that you can possibly ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a very tense endgame in this position, and you were mentioning this move H4, H5. Well, there's pros and cons.
Okay.
For White, the pro is that, of course, you're going to have some space for the king. Checkmates on the first rank are not going to work very well. You're not going to checkmate me.
Clear.
Also, that pawn on H5 is currently a target for my bishop on E2, so that's quite important as well. You were mentioning Rook H6 and swing on the 6th rank, but you have to be careful because you have to defend that pawn on H5 somehow, unless you plan on giving it back to me. If you go Rook H6, how are you going to continue supporting that pawn on H5 before you swing the rook on the 6th rank? You cannot do that. You have to go G6, but that locks the rook on H6.
My thought was that I'm going to move the rook, and if you take the pawn, I'll bring the rook back.
It back. Yeah.
So that I'll move the rook. For the moment, the idea was simply to, number one, develop, and also to develop the knight. I'm not afraid of bishop check. Bishop check, I'm just going to move my king, and I'm going to say, yeah, you got to check. No, I'm not worried about this pawn either.
Another very important question you have to answer is whether C6 in this position works after rook
Immediately.
Immediately C6.
Okay, I was trying, hoping.
Knight F7, now C7, let's see, C7, and rook C8, and now let's put the rook behind. So I have the option of also taking on E4 if I want.
Well, this is something that will... takes c5. I've got two connected pass pawns. You're going to have to deal with that. Don't ever let me play d3 followed by c4. But after rook b7, knight e7, rook takes a7, there's a certain problem with Vichy's position. He would really love to play knight c6, but knight c6 runs into bishop b5, hitting the knight, so you got to get your king out of the way. Castles, unfortunately, hangs the knight. But if you play king to f8, well, after a move like bishop to c4, the knight is still stuck. The rook is going to come over to c7. It feels uncomfortable unless you can essay and get away with the move knight g6. Move knight g6 prepares to castle, and you want to grab the pawn on either e5 or h4. It really feels like it's double-edged. I don't think Black can get away with this, but well, we'll keep an eye on this key game. What do you have for us, Christian?
Well, I was doing some research about that game that you asked me at the beginning, the one you cannot take on a6 because you're getting checkmated. It's over.
It's over, as Vichy recognizes. There's nothing you can do about it. Rook d3 was the clincher. Well, sometimes hyper-aggression pays off. Not always. MVL has not had great success so far in the Grand Chess Tour, but this particular game, it certainly paid off, this hyper-aggression, and Vichy slumps to a loss. Let's just pick up once again the game between Jan and
Let's stay with that one until it's over, I think,
because
it's so important, such a crucial matchup.
Absolutely. After rook e1, this is where we left it. We saw the move bishop d4.